talk business and let's talk about what you can do to maybe help your small business because a lot of small businesses, new ventures fail. Our friend, business consultant, expert, worldwide traveler, Andre Lugo with us here. He's been with us before. Andre, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you today? I'm good. How are you today?
Very good, Andre. Thanks for being here in
Thanks for having
person
me on.
in studio. So, what's the rule, Andre? I think about 90%, 95% of
95% in 3 years.
new businesses fail in 3
3
years.
years, yeah.
And that's sort of a disincentive for anybody wanting to start a new business, right?
Well, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge, and even if you've got your financing the way you want, you've got all the ducks in a row, staying in business and maintaining it is the challenge.
So, obviously, a lot of people go in with great dreams, aspirations. They think they've got a winning concept. Yet, what's the key problem here? They don't have enough capital.
I think a lot of times it's generating leads, revenue generation. And the biggest challenge with that is that a lot of businesses, particularly small business and entrepreneurs, don't really have a real grasp of how to develop a market dominating position.
So they go in without doing their homework.
Well, I wouldn't say they don't do their homework. They know what they want to offer. They know what they want to be about. So they understand who they are internally. So that's good. The key thing is helping the outside world understand their internal situation. So a lot of times they don't do what they need to do to develop that market dominating position by understanding who their ideal client is, what that avatar looks like, defining that bullseye, and then developing their marketing around it.
So what if you're a new guy going into a business that already has dominating, businesses that have most of the market? You're trying to break in, so you're not going to have a big market position going in, right? I mean,
You wouldn't, but again, if you do your homework, and a lot of people don't do their homework, it's about understanding what's the big need that prospects in that market have, right? And do you solve that?
so you do surveys.
You can do surveys, but you can also spend a good bit of time doing research on the internet, calling other businesses and finding out what it is that they provide and understanding how you provide, what you provide is different and standing out.
Because you don't want to do the same thing as the other people in the market are doing. You have to offer something unique, right?
And absolutely, you do. And a lot of times businesses become like everybody else. So they all compete on price. And then when you start competing on price, you become a commodity. And therefore it makes it difficult for you to sell your uniqueness.
And then if you're a new business coming in there competing on price, that's difficult, right?
It is, because now you're starting to offer discounts. You're discounting significantly. And what's happening is you're having to attract a lot more new customers to make up that margin loss by those discounts. So the key thing there is understanding what that market dominating position is, and then using that position to convert leads in or prospects into leads and into your sales funnel, and then offering them something that they can easily take the next step to get more information, so that it's not a call to action, and then putting them in some type of marketing drip campaign where you can constantly market to them.
So getting those leads, getting those clients, helping you survive what could be some lean months in the beginning, and give you that cushion to, because every business is going to have some ups and downs, right? And you have to get through those periods where things
That's
are
correct.
like, I saw a story recently. Andre Lugo is our guest, Jeff Crouere here, talking about small businesses and surviving in a tough environment for small business where many new businesses just fail because, according to Andre, they don't have enough revenue generating leads. You have in this city so many great restaurants, but you have so many people that have ideas. They come forward and they launch a restaurant, and things are going well. They get to the summer, business drops, and they go out of business. They can't survive the summer.
Well, I'll tell you something that we coach businesses to do with their own people, and a lot of times you need to do it with your customers as well, and that's follow-up. If you're not following up with people who are already providing you their contact information, you're missing out on an opportunity to really generate more volume through those customers. For example, there was a small restaurant that started in Mid-City years ago, right after Katrina. That was when they started, and they had my contact information. And on Thursdays, they would send me an email of specials that were going to happen on the weekend. And it did two things. One, it let me know, hey, this is pretty cool. They're going to have red velvet pancakes on Saturday, or it also made me think about home and going back from the road. So it was a nice incentive. But now today, those people have 6 locations from that one, and it does a number of things. It builds it contributes to the economy. They were employing probably 10 or 12 people in that small location in mid city, and now they probably employ over 200. So clearly they saw that market dominating position. They chose that opportunity to follow up and give people like a drip campaign type of email weekly, and it generated business.
And the key is they had your contact information.
Yes.
You got to have that contact information, right?
Right. And you have to be able to want people to give that to you, right? You have to create your marketing so that people want to provide that to you, whether it's a squeeze page on the internet that gives them a free informational, because educating, because a lot of times only 1% of people are now buyers. So you've got 99% of people out there, and maybe there's a 30% chance. There's 30% that may never buy from you. So you've got, 69% out there that you can market to, and it's quite a lot. And so, how do you get them to request information from you so that they can be brought along that buyer's journey, so that when they're ready to buy, you're the top of mind.
Mm-hmm. Andre Lugo with us talking about small business and how to deal with the challenges that are fatal to many of them. So you've got a piece here, Andre, that I'm looking at here, and these are the 3 biggest lead generation mistakes that small businesses make. And maybe if you don't mind, if we could go through some of these mistakes, and then you've got some solutions on how to get through them. So number 1 is the businesses fail to get professional help.
Right. So a lot of times you might have been the chief engineer at a company, and you developed your own unique process, and you know that inside and out, but you may not know marketing. You may not know finance. You may not know some of these other key elements that make a business successful. So by getting professional help with those things, you get to take advantage of the knowledge that those people have. Nowadays, most business owners have a coach. New Orleans is one of those unique places where business coaching is very limited. There's not as many people that want.
And you would consider yourself a business coach?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you find in other markets they're more widely used than here?
Particularly you go to the state of Texas, a lot of businesses there use a lot of coaching, a lot of coaching.
And they seem to be taking some of our businesses. So maybe we need to do some more coaching here.
Well, you want to see your own cities, do well, and particularly in a city like ours that has so much entrepreneurial vigor right now. You don't want to see that 3 years come and them be on the outs.
Andre Lugo with us, talking about the biggest lead generation mistakes small business owners make. Number 1, they fail to get professional help. Number 2, they don't know the fundamentals required to successfully market their business and attract as many new clients as their business can handle.
So a lot of times you want to coach people to understand the conversion equation, right? How do you design your ads because most people want to do tactical marketing instead of strategic marketing. And strategic marketing is focused upon crafting your message, understanding what is going to give you that market dominating position, and then crafting your message to attract leads through that conversion, right? You want to interrupt them, you want to, engage them, you want to educate them, and then you want to give them an easy offer that they can take advantage of, whether it's a thought piece.
So let's go through that list again, if we could.
Okay. So it's interrupt. So your ad or your marketing should.
So as they're going through their day, you're like listening to a radio ad, for instance, right? Interrupting them. Okay.
But then that ad should also be able to then engage them in some way, shape, or form.
So when you interrupt them, you have to connect with them.
Right. You have to be able to connect with them and show that what you provide, because your interrupt should address the big concern that they may have, right? So if you're a doctor and you you help people get their children under control, you certainly want to be able to speak to how, get their attention about, hey, do you have this problem? And then people self-select. Yeah, I do have that problem. So then engaging is, helping them understand that, in a unique way, how you can help them. Not just, hey, I can help you, but.
And in that whole audience that you're interrupting, there's only going to be a small percentage, though, that might have that need, correct?
At that moment.
Yes.
They may have that need. So you may be addressing a need, hopefully, that 60% of your market has, because you understand from the market dominating position that that's the number one need that people have in this area, right? Or certainly a large percentage. And then from there, that engagement should be to try to get them to want to seek more information. And then the educate should be telling them about what it is that you can do to help solve that, or issues they need to be concerned with regarding that main topic. And then giving them an opportunity to take advantage of an offer and provide you with their contact information so that you can then send them that information, right? And then from then, as part of your marketing campaign, you put them in a drip campaign. So every week or every month, you're sending them information regarding those benefits that you educated them about, right? So that way, you've now created a way in which to constantly keep them involved. And so some of those people will start to select themselves. And so then maybe they got the information, they read it, they did a little bit of research, and now they're ready to buy from you. And that may take a couple of weeks.
Now, that drip campaign that you talk about, where you follow up with these folks, I guess there's different ways you can do it. You can bombard people with constant information, and then you might overwhelm them. And then they might say, hey, that's too much. We don't want that kind of contact. And then there might be some that don't regularly follow up enough. So is there a right, time period in how you should follow up with this campaign, and what's the right way to approach that?
Well, I don't know if you follow any kind of blogs, but you know that some people will send you an email every single day, and that gets to be a little overwhelming. But so somewhere between a month and a week, you certainly want to be in that spot where you're communicating with them. And again, it's not so much the channel. You got to just find the right marketing channel that works for you. It could be radio, it could be TV, it could be web squeeze pages, it could be several other avenues, right? You just got to find the one that's going to target your audience. Could be a mailer. Right now, I read an article the other day that said direct mail is now coming back into vogue for getting people to advertise.
You have a few more minutes you can share with us?
I do.
Yeah. Andre Lugo with us, Jeff Crouere here. We'll discuss, I think, a fascinating topic as we continue to discuss how you can help yourself as a small business owner, and how you can deal with what you need to do to bring on more leads and overcome some of these common mistakes that business owners make. Jeff Crouere here at WGSO, 990 AM, WGSO.com. Our talk line 504-556-9696. We'll take a brief time out, take care of some business, get the latest from Louisiana Radio Network. We'll be right back. All right, one more segment here with our special guest, business expert, consultant, Andre Lugo with us, talking about small businesses and dealing with some of the mistakes they make. And we were talking about marketing, and it's interesting, Andre, that direct mail used to be something that we got a lot of, and then people were like, "Oh, just throw away, just a junk mail piece," and then people went away from it, and now you're saying it's back in vogue.
And part of the reason is because you touch it, right? That we have this thing that says right hand, left hand, garbage can, right? You still touch it and look at it and engage with it to a certain extent. Emails, it's easy just to click and delete without even looking at them. So they're saying that some amount of direct mailing pieces are coming back into effectiveness. Now, if you've got your message crafted properly in the strategic side, then the tactical side, which is the mailer, should be able to get that attention and get people to even maybe go to a website and then get more information. So now that you put them in your drip campaign.
And you make an offer, some sort of way to lure them into going to the website, and go to the website to register for a prize or a discount, or.
Well, again, if it depends on how you solve that pain point for the customer or prospect.
What do you mean by pain point?
So usually, what we believe is that most prospects or most customers have a problem that they don't want, or they want something that they don't have. So how do you make sure that you solve that so that they see that they would be foolish to go to anybody else other than you?
Andre Lugo with us, Jeff Crouere here. And, the different ways people market, talking about direct mail, there's also, of course, radio and TV. And you were just saying a lot of people just waste their dollars because they don't make memorable spots and they just sort of put together various campaigns that are just ineffective.
They are, and I'll give you a good example of that. I brought with me today a door hanger that someone put on my door for lawn care, and it says they do residential, gutter cleaning, tree trimming, 30 years experience, insured, and then their phone number. So their call to action is for me to call them, and I may not. So they give me no way to gather more information.
No website?
No website, no nothing. And it looked like spent a good bit of money on this thing. And
do they have the name of the company on there?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
I didn't read it to you.
Right.
But yeah, so they hung this on there, very pretty. It probably cost them a good bit of money. And I had just cut my grass. So, and my yard looks really nice. So you're hanging this on my door. I didn't see it hanging on any of my neighbors' doors. So
right.
Did you understand what your market dominating position was? Did you know how to market to me in a way that I would want to take action off of this?
So if they say, all right, Andre Lugo, come in and help us out here. This didn't work. This didn't work for us. So how would you make some improvements on that? For one, put a website on there, huh?
Probably put their website on it, yes. But also the things that we'd want to talk about is, how to craft that message that's going to get the attention of the homeowner. Maybe it's a picture of, wouldn't you like your home to look like this or whatever, something that gets them to think about the possibility. Or also in the education piece, maybe there's things that you provide that your competitors don't. Or maybe there's concerns that I need to have about someone who does lawn care at my house that I need more information about that you think I should know so that I don't make a bad choice. Right?
Yeah, we don't have a raggedy truck that pulls up. We have a nice truck that pulls up. We take the clippings with us. We don't leave them at your house.
Well, it's
stuff like that.
It's things that you would think that as a consumer you would take for granted, but maybe it's not so intuitive, right? And you give me information that helps me consider something that I didn't think about. For example, like movers, all movers are supposed to be insured, but technically by the law, they're only paying you 40 cents on the dollar of what's been, what you damaged. So a $5,000 TV, HD TV would only get paid on poundage of the total pounds at 40 cents a pound. So you're going to get, maybe $40 on your, TV, and where it's not full replacement value. And so if you know that you provide full replacement value insurance, making sure that you use that as part of your marketing so that people understand, hey, here's 10 things you need to consider when you hire a mover and ask about. And the reason why you know them is because, and you know that your competitors don't do it.
You've studied the issue.
You've studied it. Yeah. You've surveyed the market, and you know that those 10 things
But
are
it's not
provided.
going to help you any if you don't convey that to potential customers, right?
And that should be part of your marketing, right?
Yeah.
But people use platitudes. We're the best. We're fully insured.
Yeah.
We have quality work. Well, those platitudes, everybody can say that, right? So you got to be able to show why you're different, and that is what attracts people to you.
So you need to get into some specifics. As opposed to just platitudes, you need to get into more details.
Yes, more details about how you solve that issue. And so when you say you're going to give me a 60-point report on how to effectively not damage my materials when you move them, then I can send you my information. I get the report immediately because it downloads, and I review it, and I go, oh, wow, I didn't think about these things.
Yeah.
So now you become someone I want to consider because now I know you do these things because you've thought about it. You understand it. You understand the condition about that, right?
Yeah. Boy, you must be a tough customer for businesses to win over, Andre. You just don't go for any marketing piece. You want the information. You're someone that does your homework as a consumer.
Well, the only time you're going to impulse buy, which is when you need, if you have an emergency, like when your air conditioner goes out, I've seen
Right.
a lot of air conditioning units around the city and even in my neighborhood, you're going to go get it done instantly. But if you know that you're going to need to replace your air conditioner over the course of the summer, you certainly want someone marketing to you that's going to give you the best value for what you're spending. And
Right.
that's what we want, the best value.
Yeah. We're also talking about commercials and making them memorable, and those are going to stick with you, and some just don't are not successful. Some have been successful and stand the test of time. We were talking about Seafood City. Let's go down memory lane if we could.
Oh my God, that's a good movie here.
How you feel?
I feel bad.
Oh, take this crawfish good medicine.
I feel good. I feel good. I feel good.
Seafood City is a very pretty down the road in St. Bernard. That's Seafood City, 1826.
So years later, it still resonates. We still remember that.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. It certainly was impactful, and I'm sure Al was a very colorful person.
Yes.
But probably sold a ton of seafood through that facility.
Yeah. We've had him on Politics with a Punch. Great guy, still active and colorful, as you say, and quite a character, and just a successful businessman. So when people are maybe a startup business or something, being creative is a good idea, you think? Because he was certainly creative.
Well, you want to be unique. If you look at a white sheet, and
That is, they have no idea how to use their marketing to generate cash flow, which is
Right.
what you need as a small business.
Absolutely. So if you become good at that conversion equation and that strategic marketing approach, so that you're interrupting, you're engaging, you're educating, and you're making an offer, then you have a greater chance because you understood how to have that market dominating position, because you've touched on the need that people have and they want that need met. So now your marketing is all geared towards solving that, and then it moves people closer and closer, so that every month as you run that drip campaign and all those other follow-up methods, people that maybe read your ads or connected with you in January now select in March, and then just from the rest of the year, it just keeps building and building and building, because all the people that have gotten information from you are now ready to buy, so that you've got that follow-up. I'll give you a good example.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a colleague the other day, and we were talking about retail businesses on Magazine Street. And one of the things that we found out that he was telling me from people he works with is that most businesses do not have a good understanding of the profile of their buyers or people that buy from them. So if 100 people went into a store, what percentage bought, and how much did they buy? So your point
They
is,
didn't have that information.
didn't have that information. Didn't have an idea of what that was. So is it 30% of the people that come in buy, and how much do they normally spend?
And
What's
who
the
are
average
they?
spend?
Where do they come from? Are they tourists? Are they locals?
Right.
Do they come from uptown? Are they from other areas?
And you can gather that information from them very, very easily. Again, by possibly having kickback cards or getting to sign up on an email list or whatever, and then following up with them, because maybe you sell online too, and they want to buy from you online. Maybe they saw a piece in your store, they weren't ready to buy it, but they want to come back later and do that. And if you follow up with them, they might be able to feel like they're ready to make that purchase and then come in.
Andre, and finally, as you mentioned retail, I know a lot of people in retail are struggling, having a hard time with all the online sales that people are doing. See a lot of vacancies in these strip malls. But there's still a niche for people that do want to have that interaction. They want to go out. They want to purchase something at a store. They don't want to do it online, or they like that opportunity where they can feel the product and see it up close. So that is a special challenge, though, in this day and age for that industry, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Amazon.com but you see how they've dominated the market by creating certain elements that make it very easy for you to engage, right? They make it very easy. So you can order 3 sizes, try them all on, and send 2 back, and they're okay with that. And they know that, and there's no real major cost for that if you're a Prime member, for example. So those are the kind of things that if you bundle stuff or you combine things, that you can create greater value, so people want to be able to buy from you. You make it very easy.
Well, and that's going to be a continual, I think, challenge going forward, because I don't think Amazon's going away, are they?
No, they're not. And also too, they're taking advantage of ways to sell all kinds of things that people need and want in such an easy manner. Now, again, if you want to touch it, you need to feel it, you need to make sure it's the right size. then you buy several and then
Right.
send back what you don't want.
Hmm.
And that's really become popular.
Yeah. So if you're competing against something like that, you've got to figure out how to reach those customers that are finding it easy to do online shopping.
Yes, and so part of what you have to be able to do is find a way to be unique against that. What if I'm a local business, and
Buy local.
buy local? I'm a very big promoter of buy local, but at the same time, you got to find a way to make it easy for me to want to do that.
Right.
You got to make it so that I come to you because I know that I get value. I get a greater value than using you than somebody else.
Right. Andre, we could talk for hours. Appreciate your insights. And we're going to put on our podcast page your email address if people want to reach out to you.
Absolutely.
And we'll do it again. Andre Lugo, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Yeah, been a pleasure.